Hello, hello, hello. You're welcome to another edition of Easy Maths, and I want to solve a quick question. Although right now I'm doing some little cleaning up in the kitchen. Yeah, doing some cleanup. I said, let me just answer some quick questions and show you how to create a formula, the formula from a quadratic equation, from a typical quadratic equation. Sit back and relax. Okay, so now just take a look at what I'm doing. First of all, we have something like this: ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So this is a typical quadratic equation. And so now I want to create a formula to use to find the value of x for any quadratic equation. Well, how do we do that? We will use completing the square method. And now, for you to understand completing the square method, check the channel, the Easy Maths channel, and you will see how we solve using completing the square method. So before we start that, we need to make the coefficient of x squared 1. How do we do that? We do that by dividing through this equation by a. So we say ax squared all over a plus b over ax plus c over a equal to 0. So this will cancel here 1, this will cancel here 1. Then we'll have x squared plus b all over ax plus c all over a equal to 0. So we have to make this equation look like a perfect square, and this part will make it a perfect square. So what we're going to do, we'll say x squared plus b all over ax, and then c, this c, we'll move it to the other side of the equation. So we'll have minus c all over a. And so now we'll make this, we'll complete this square to create a perfect square. So we have x plus b over 2a square minus b over 2a square equal to minus c all over a. So how did we do this? Remember, to complete the square, we'll have to take half of this coefficient, half of b, half of b all over a will give us 1 times b will give us b, 2 times a will give us 2a. So that's how we got this. And that's how we got this value here. Right? I hope we're getting it. I hope we're understanding. Okay. So let's continue. We'll say x plus b all over 2a square. This function, we'll move it to this side. So we'll have, it becomes plus. This is minus b all over 2a, so it becomes plus. So we have b all over 2a square minus c all over a. Are we getting this? I guess so. So let's expand this equation. We'll have b square all over 4a square. Remember, 2a square is 2a times 2a, giving us 4a square, right? So that's how we arrived at this value, minus c all over a. So we have x plus b all over 2a square. Okay, so how do we take away the square from this bracket so that we can make x the subject of the formula? We do that by finding the square root. So we square both sides of this equation. We find the square root of both sides of this equation. So we do this and we do this. So we'll have x plus b all over 2a. The square root removes the square. Okay, so we have the square root of b squared all over 4a squared minus c all over a. So what will our x be? Our x will be x equal to, this has to move to this side, so it will give us minus b all over 2a plus the square root of b squared minus all over 4a squared minus c all over a. So now let us simplify this equation right here. That is the square root of b squared all over 4a squared minus c all over a. Right? So first of all, let's find the LCM. 4a, the LCM of 4a squared and a is what? 4a squared. So this divided by this will give us 1. 1 times b squared will be b squared. This divided by 4, let's look at it here. 4a squared all over a. A will cancel here, a will cancel out, giving us 4a. So we'll have 4ac. Right? So we'll take this value, we'll take it down here, right? Remember, we're going to find the square root of this. A times a, right? So the square root will leave us with what? 2a. The square root of 4a squared is 2a. So we're going to have, back here, remember, we have b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Therefore, it will be b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So this function will be taken down here. So now our x becomes x equal to minus b all over 2a plus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. b squared all over 2a. Now we have two common denominators here. Two common denominators. So we have 2a giving us minus b and plus b squared minus 4ac. Right? So we'll put minus sign here and we have our almighty formula. This is our almighty formula. And there you have it. Thank you. The almighty formula can be used to solve equations from scratch without having to manipulate equations. You just get the values of your equation coefficients and fit into the formula. Okay? For instance, let's take a look at this. For instance, this is what we do. This is what we have, right? Now, this is a squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So these are the values a, b, and c that will be fitted into our almighty formula right here. That will be fitted into this almighty formula. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. Don't forget to subscribe, like our page, and you have to turn on the notifications so that you can see our next video where I will show you how to use the almighty formula. Thank you.